When we moved into our house, we found a calendar on the wall. Every year, the same 3 days are marked, "Don't go out," onto a joke of some sort. Or something left behind by somebody between our viewing and move-in dates. I told myself and Toby over and over, the simplest explanations are always closest to the truth. Nevertheless, his breathless expedition into this particular unknown continued, and as February the 6th crept up on us, he remained no closer to the answer he was digging for, so he came up with a plan. After reluctantly agreeing to go along with the whole staying inside for the day rule, mostly to humor him and a tiny bit to give him a playful smug look when his plan amounted to nothing, he asked me to join him on a neighborhood watch. Essentially, he planned to sit by the large window overlooking the lawn and the row of houses across from us all day. He wanted to see if any of the neighbors, who after exchanging the usual pleasantries with once we had settled in, he quickly probed about the existence of their own odd calendars, to which they let him know that it came with the house and to kindly never mention this again, would go about their days regardless of what the strange calendar said. We turned the couch around and sat for hours, talking at first about the new house and the calendar, wondering what it all meant and why every neighbor politely but sternly warned us to not talk about its existence. As the day went on and we grew bored of the guessing game and the silent street we looked out onto, we moved on to recalling the day we met and the many days we'd had together since. It became romantic. Intimate. The two of us sitting there entangled in a conversation like that against a scene of life in a sleepy, peaceful suburb. But then Mr. Hudson from across the street went outside. He and his wife had been living in the neighborhood for quite some time, so we went over to introduce ourselves a few weeks prior. It all looked fine at first. We peered more intently through our blinds as he lit a cigarette and took a long, hard drag before obscuring his weathered face in the exhale of smoke that followed. And just as that cloud took his face out of our focus, he vanished. Dematerialized. The cigarette remained suspended, the faint daylight glow of the flame that lit it pulsating in an inconceivable fashion. It dwindled until nothing much remained beyond the filter, and as trivially as he had disappeared, Mr. Hudson was standing on his lawn again. Burned-out cigarette clung between his fingers as if he had been there the entire time. Toby stared at me with an intense horror that my own eyes must have conveyed too, and neither of us spoke until Mr. Hudson had walked back into his and his wife's house. "Did I, just see that right?" he whispered, voice tainted with a deep unease. Unable to form any words, I only nodded in response as to say I had seen the same thing. We silently agreed to stop watching. Neither of us wanted to see any more of whatever this was. The rest of the day was spent quietly ruminating with shuttered blinds and a blanket of something profoundly wrong shrouding the house. After far too long, February the 7th finally unshackled us, and with much trepidation, we decided we needed to take the short walk across the street. We needed to talk to the Hudsons. Just as soon as the final echo of my knock rang out, Mrs. Hudson's kind old lady demeanor greeted us. "What a pleasant surprise. How can I help you boys?" she said, her face plastered with a smile that stretched a little too wide, and with Mr. Hudson greeting us with a wave from a few feet behind her. I let Toby lead the conversation. This was his mystery to solve in the first place after all. Even